Hi, I'm Rosh from Energy Matters. Welcome to our podcast, Road to Zero, where we dive headfirst into all things renewable. Join us as we chat to industry experts, tech specialists, and some of your favorite TV and radio personalities, asking the renewable energy questions you want answers to. Our goal, a zero carbon future. Today, I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by John Wright, Marketing Manager for Goodway Australia, and Maritza Riccioni. I think I got it almost right. Yeah. Business and Sponsorship Director for Exhibitions and Events Australia. Hello, guys. How are we?
Hi, Rosh. John.
Hello. Good to see everyone.
I was saying tongue in cheek to one of you earlier. This is the first threesome I've done on this podcast, so I'm very excited today to have you all on there. And look, apparently there might be a special guest joining us later as well, so I'll keep that to myself just in case I don't show up. But we'll see how things play out. Better to have underestimations and overestimations, right? So we'll see how things play out. But look, loads of really cool stuff to talk about today. Now, what's good about today's conversation? It's almost like taking the best of a couple of conversations we've had previously onto this one session. And in particular, let's just start with yourself, John. You know, Goodway Australia. Everyone who is watching this knows you guys are industry-leading innovators, always pushing the status quo in terms of different ways of encouraging people to go renewable in terms of the technology that you have and the way you market that. And one thing, that we spoke about a few weeks ago, which was truly inspirational and really touched my heart, was the introduction of the EcoSmart kids, where you've taken your awesome truck. And for those of you who have not seen the Goodway truck, Google it, or even better, turn up to the Melbourne Home Show and you can check it out in person. Or check out our content or their content or Goodway's content. And you've taken this truck around the country to see different retailers, but also you've taken it to a few schools. So, John, I know the awards is coming up, which is what we want to cover off in today's podcast. But tell us a little bit, first of all, about the Eco Kids Awards. EcoSmart Kids.
As you can see from the T-shirt, EcoSmart Kids, something we developed earlier in the year, that we wanted to utilize the roadshow truck in different ways. So getting out to see different people in the community, and not just our industry as well. And it's something that I had in the back of my mind for a long time. I thought that kids are extremely smart and creative. And I thought it would be a great thing to take our roadshow vehicle to schools. And kids love a visitor to the school. They love a novelty and something different. So having that environment of our roadshow vehicle to see how solar products work is, I just thought something kids would engage with. And by adding our EcoSmart Kids workshop, which comprises of 3 animated sections to teach them about climate change, helping the environment and how renewable energy works in a positive manner that doesn't go too deep in all the technical stuff, but just conveys the right positive messages as to how it affects their lives through home, through school, through the community. The intention was to enlighten and inspire kids in primary schools. So on the back of that, we've had a competition, and it's just exceeded our expectations.
Look, I'm very, very excited about it. I mean, I've been lucky enough to be involved in the process. Obviously, we've published some content about it, as our viewers would know, and it's just such an exciting idea. But more so, just to get those future generations engaged in our industry, so they've got actually a voice, but also to understand what their interpretation is as well. And to create that in lots of different formats. And we'll talk about that in a second because I'm probably getting ahead of myself. But before we do, let's just quickly play a little video, which thanks to the content that you've sent me in the past, we've put together a very short video, really badly edited, so I apologize in advance. Let's just quickly play this.
Forget superheroes. You can all help with climate change, protect the environment, and be the real heroes. This goes for you, your family, your school, and communities. Everyone can play their part.
1,000 gallons of water and save 17 large trees from being chopped down. As another example, if you recycle one glass bottle, it saves enough energy to light a 100-watt bulb for 4 hours. Power a computer for 30 minutes or a television for 20 minutes. Recycling is...
Yeah. Trees provide us oxygen, don't they? And they also absorb the carbon dioxide. So every time we get rid of these forests, it releases the carbon dioxide.
I mean, that bird was definitely the star of the show in that final video. I've never heard anything whistle so loud in my life. But it looked amazing. And John, the first thing that stuck out to me was how engaged the kids were. I mean, they weren't fighting, they weren't throwing paper balls at each other. They're actually attentively watching the screen, which was insane. I mean, what sort of age groups were involved in this trial?
Well, because this was our initial sort of trial, obviously we're sort of keeping things manageable. We're just sort of seeing what works, what doesn't work, and then learning for the future. What I wanted to do was open this up to as wide an age group as possible within primary schools. So we've gone from grade 2 through to grade 6. And the content was designed along with the help and advice of educational professionals so that it was engaging enough and understandable enough for grade 2, but it wasn't too sort of under the radar for grade 6. It wasn't like, oh, this is boring, I know all this, that kind of thing. We wanted a nice mixture in terms of level of knowledge, level of detail, but also conveying those main messages in a positive manner, especially climate change, because obviously that can be quite heavy in terms of the messaging and the warnings and what the future holds, all that kind of thing in the long term. But the trial through all age groups, it really surprised us with the level of engagement and enthusiasm and the level of knowledge that kids already have. So before each workshop, we would ask a few prior questions just to gauge like their level of interest or what they already knew, and it blew our minds. It was really, really amazing, and that's what I was hoping for as well. Because again, and kids, they absorb a lot more than people think. They have unique ways of looking at things. And just having that before and after sort of interaction with the kids after each of the animated sections, it was it was great. And I think we learned a lot as well as hopefully the kids got a lot out of it too. The teachers as well, we've had great feedback from teachers. So yeah, we've traveled across Victoria, visited a number of schools, and we've worked with kids from grade 2 to grade 6. And all done above board, obviously, working with children permits and through teacher supervision, all that kind of thing. We've sort of done everything by the book and made sure that the schools get as much out of it as well as the kids do.
That's absolutely fantastic. And I guess one of the questions I have for you, and just knowing how I was as a kid, but also when I've spoken to my daughter, who's she's now grade 7, so she's about to turn 13. And we did a presentation to a bunch of a class, I think it was grade 4s, a while ago, which was interesting. They all asked me a whole bunch of questions. It was actually quite intimidating. I got through it alive. But what would you say? What was that age group that kind of almost that tipping point where it was just kind of like, yeah, okay, cool, I kind of understand what I'm saying, recycling, blah blah blah, to oh my God, we're destroying the planet. This is what we need to do. What was that kind of age group which most surprised you? Was there, or was it kind of broad?
No, I think across the board. I think kids really sort of took a lot on board, and through the competition as well, the competition entries that we've received, it really showed like what kids hooked onto in terms of what we need to do to adapt and improve our future. Some kids really latched onto the technology side of things, renewable energy. Some kids really focused on the environmental things, such as like, okay, I want to be active, I want to help the environment through day-to-day activities. So it was a really great mixture of kids sort of really latching onto different things. So either the bigger picture stuff or day-to-day things as well. That variety, I think really it sort of reinforced to us like, okay, they've really accepted all 3 elements of the workshop, and all 3 were great. I don't think any particular age group stood out. I just wanted to keep it primary school. I think secondary school is a whole different ballgame, and there'd be a lot more work involved with that.
No, absolutely. Look, what's been happening since? I know you launched the competition. You've gone out to see, 3 schools, I think it was, a range of age groups inside of those schools, and then since then they've been, they've been obviously entered the competition. Tell us a little bit more about the competition itself.
Okay, so immediately after the workshops, we asked kids to get involved with this competition, and it was completely open-ended. We wanted them to come up with something that would promote a positive message, either about climate change, about helping the environment, or if they had an idea as to how renewable energy could benefit us or work. And we left it open-ended as to what the medium was. So it wasn't about a talent competition. It wasn't about who's the best artist, who's the best writing, who could do music. It was more about the ideas and the creativity. So whether kids do enjoy artwork, they could do art if they wanted to. If they enjoyed creative writing, such as poems or telling a story, entirely up to them. Even sculptures, model work, even using multimedia such as videos. We just wanted to leave it to them and see what they came up with. And we've had a wide variety of entries that has really surprised us. Even some kid even baked cookies as well. So
wow,
yeah.
A climate cookie. Maritza, I reckon we should try those climate cookies at the home show.
Yep, I like the recipe as well, actually.
Oh, absolutely. I like it. I like it a lot. Well, look, obviously, as we said, there is going to be some awards. They are happening at the Melbourne Home Show. Maritza, it's very kind of you to host the awards.
Look, we were really excited, Rosh, when we spoke to John around the program. Just to be involved and support such a great innovation. And bring it to the show in terms of the announcement for winners has just been fantastic.
No, it's absolutely brilliant. And as I've always said, the home show for me is something the industry really hasn't tapped into as much as it probably should have done. Once again, fair play to Goodwee for being innovators and pioneers, if you like, in this industry, for realizing straight away that being at the Melbourne Home Show and the home shows around the country allows you to get direct to consumer. And fundamentally, the majority of our products are for the consumer market, and they're the guys we're trying to encourage. So, for you guys to get involved in that, Maritza, is absolutely fantastic. And look, I'm really excited about those awards. From my understanding, I am a judge. Who are the other judges, John? Who else are we going to have there?
Well, apart from yourself, mate, really appreciate you coming on board. Of course, I've got Maritza from the Exhibition Events Australia, and James Treble as well, who is synonymous with the home show and obviously through Energy Matters and various TV shows, including Renovate or Rebuild or Open Homes. What we wanted to do was have a very mixed judging panel, different backgrounds and different insights, and just let you guys go to town, explore and have fun with the entries. And we've got some amazing prizes lined up for the kids as well. We've got through help and support of Officeworks and Zoos Victoria, we have a massive variety of educational toys. We've even got gadgets like smartwatches, the latest Lenovo tablets. We've got Gravitrax kits. We've got boogie boards. We have Village Cinema gift cards. We have Zoos Victoria gift cards as well. There is a real variety of stuff so that kids can really enjoy all the prize packs. We'll be doing awards for school levels next week.
Yep.
So we're giving out prizes for each grade, and the winners will go on to the finalist stage at the championship awards event to be held at the Melbourne Home Show, and that's where the big prizes are issued.
Oh, wow, that's absolutely fantastic. I actually saw a video which I think which you recorded or someone recorded for you of you wheeling a big trolley full of prizes. And I don't think I've ever seen you look so excited. It's almost like you probably forgot that you're on camera because you're just staring at all these toys. Like, hi guys, But Santa Claus would have been pretty envious. I'm telling you now. I mean, there was a lot of cool stuff in that trolley. Even I was getting excited. You did the shopping, I take it.
Yeah, it was great fun. I felt like I was a kid again. It's like this is like playing Santa Claus and being a kid. It's like, okay, man, I'll write my own Christmas list and I'll order the presents too. It was great fun.
Best job ever.
occasionally.
Now, I also believe, before we got to Maritza, I almost also believe there is going to be something else special happening at the awards or at the home show, and via this program. It involves a wheel. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So through the great support of the home show, we really enjoyed working with the team over the last couple of years, doing home shows all over Australia. And with this one, with the awards event happening just before the home show opens on Friday, the 25th of August, we wanted to have something so the public could enjoy and see what the program was about. We're just in the process of working out logistics, but we'll be able to have some kind of display so that the public will be able to see what the program was about, what happened, and view some of the entries that were submitted to the competition, which is something we really want to convey and celebrate all the kids' efforts as well. In addition, we're going to celebrate by having a spin the wheel just for kids. Sorry, adults.
I was practicing my spinning as well. I was just getting my shoulders loosened up.
So we've got a spin the wheel prize wheel on our booth where our Roger truck will be, and all kids from 5 to 11 can come along, have a free go, spin the wheel. There will be a prize every time. They'll either win a free gift, a regular prize, or we have a few star prizes as well. We've got everything from remote control cars, remote control dogs, Lego kits. We even have some special edition Barbie sets as well. Barbie's huge at the moment, so I thought, what kid isn't going to want to win that as well? So yeah, we've got prizes for all age groups, and come along, have a spin of the wheel, and have fun. It's a great family day out.
Oh, mate. Well, guys, anyone watching today or listening, if you weren't going to come to the Melbourne Home Show until this point, you definitely should come along, if not just to spin that wheel and potentially win a prize. It's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, there's so much happening at the Melbourne Home Show. For me, it's one of my favourite exhibitions to go to. Of course, I love the industry stuff. I have to. It's what we're here for. And at the same token, going to the Melbourne Home Show is just an absolute breath of fresh air, because there's a lot of personality there. It's a consumer-driven show. Maritza, before you start telling us all about the show, which I want you to, let's just play a very, very quick video from the last one. And I think this is the last one.
If I lose myself tonight, it'll be you and I. Lose myself tonight.
Look, it looks epic. So tell us a bit more about it. I mean, how does this year's home show? Well, before we tell us about how it differs to the last one, just tell us a bit about the home show itself. What's it about?
Yeah, sure. So the home show obviously is really dedicated to the home, but we focus on indoors and outdoors. And it really is around, I guess, the latest in renovation, rebuild, and even build itself. So, it is an event that is run across Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane, and also Perth, and showcases a lot of, I guess, new products from our hundreds of exhibitors that attend at each show. So it's been running for over 45 years. So quite a, very renowned industry-led event, and really, I guess, focused on bringing the visitor and providing them with that experience.
Yeah, which is amazing. And you're right about all the different sort of levels in terms of exhibits. I mean, I've just, as you guys know, recently bought a house. I've been talking about this every single podcast I've ever done, and finally I have one. So I can't wait to now put my money where my mouth is and install some technology onto it. But what's amazing about this particular home show, it literally does cover everything, doesn't it? I mean, what sort of zones do you have? I mean, does this vary, and also does it vary greatly to last year's?
So we had our first show in April, which was fantastic. We had over 30,000 that came through the door. So really great numbers across the 3 days. And we're expecting this show to be a bumper show as well. And I guess the differentiation with this show and the April show is that we're bringing in some outdoors to this show in the lead up to spring and summer. We're bringing in a really beautiful green living space or feature, and that's going to encompass a beautifully curated landscape area, which has been designed by Dan Foreman from Danscapes, who's incredible, very talented. And that's going to give our visitors an experience to walk through different landscape designs. So it'll incorporate semi-formal gardens, formal gardens, open habitat gardens, a plant or floral garden as well, so that our visitors get ideas for their own projects for the outdoors. So that's a real, I guess, highlight of the show. And then we also will bring in the Pool and Spa Lifestyle Expo in the lead up, obviously, to spring and summer. As we get into our hot weather here, sort of ideas around pools and spas for the home. So that's a real focus in the second half of the show.
Which I absolutely love. And once again, it's just a true inspiration. I mean, if you're thinking about renovating your home, or you're about to buy one, or you've bought one like us and you're now thinking, do I renovate or rebuild? But even whichever one I choose, what materials am I going to use? You've got your decking, you've got your walls, you've got roofing, and there's just so much cool innovation out there. From myself and John's perspective, there's a lot of energy saving and high efficiency stuff out there, which will help you achieve a 7+, even a 9 or 10+, star home. So there's some great tech out there. I mean, I know you can't be biased, Maritza, and I wouldn't ask you to be. Clearly, the Goodwee exhibition is the best one there. But aside from the truck, which is amazing, anyone who hasn't seen it, you need to go and see it. What else can't we miss? I mean, what should be on my short list of things I definitely go and see?
Yeah, definitely. So as I mentioned, in addition to the focus on this outdoor pools and spas, we've also still got our focus on interior design. So kitchens, bathrooms, interiors, which is also a really big hitter for our visitors. So we've got some really great exhibitors coming in with what's on trend, whether it's around, the kitchen designs, around what's on trend in the bathroom, and also interior design. We've got some really great exhibitors that are honing in and focusing on solar and sustainability, as you've mentioned, the likes of the fabulous Goodwee. But we've also got some exhibitors that are coming in to showcase their products. So we've got architecturally designed frames that are really focused on energy efficiency for the home. We've got a really fantastic exhibitor that's recycling timber from, I guess, the remnants of timber that's been used in house projects, warehouses and factories. So they take those timbers and recycle them into furniture, to reduce landfill as well. We've got some really clever, got an exhibitor called Food Cube who are coming in with wicker beds just around growing produce from that as well. So a real focus on both indoors, outdoors, with the sustainability angle to it.
Absolutely fantastic. Bit of a mouthful of sustainability. Look, I had a fantastic time last time, as you know, and even just going around and chatting to as many of the exhibitors as possible to find out a little bit more background about, what they do, but where the ideas came from and what they're passionate about. And it was just so refreshing to see how many people were just so committed to, a net zero carbon future. As you said, demolition makes up a massive part of what we have to do to, change something old to something new. And traditionally that demolition just goes straight into a tip. But to see the innovation around recycling, bits of timber, metal, breaking the actual rock into crumbs and using it as maybe like part of a gravel bed or something that goes underneath concrete. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic just to see what people are up to and how they're moving us towards that, sort of sustainability and net zero or zero carbon. So look, I'm really, really excited to be there. One thing I love about the home show as well is the ability to hear from experts and to see them in action. I believe you've got a few experts on stage this year.
Yeah, we have. We're really excited. So we've got 2 feature stages this year, and one is focused on home inspiration, so really around kitchens, bathroom interiors. And we'll have a sustainability panel on that stage, which is obviously emceed by the incredible James Treble. And then in addition to the sustainability panel, we'll also have someone on that stage speaking around passive homes, which is also a really emerging area for the show and the industry in itself. In our Green Living Gardens area, we've got speakers that are really talking around how to design your home and what plants that's going to attract, the insects and the what have you, to create that sustainability in your garden as well. So we're really tapping into, that focus both indoors and outdoors. So it'll be great to bring them both together.
Oh, look, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I love seeing James in action. I mean, he's life and soul of the party a lot of the time. So he certainly is going to bring out the best in certainly anyone else speaking on stage with him. But really, anyone who hasn't seen James present in person, look, it needs to be seen. He's full of energy. Maritza, in terms of attending the home show, I mean, is there a cost? I mean, I'm assuming there's just so much money spent on it, or is it just something you just rock up to?
It is a free exhibition. So by all means, just jump onto the home show website and register for your free ticket. But yeah, it'll be 3 days of just a lot of, I guess, products, information, what's on trend and insights for anyone that's thinking about renovating or rebuilding their homes.
No, fantastic. And for anyone watching this, just looks not down here because that's not on there at the moment, but in the text underneath this, when we post this on social media, you'll see the link to actually be able to register and get yourself your free ticket, which is absolutely great. Look, awesome, guys. Well, look, that's absolutely fantastic. Is there anything that you want to ask each other?
No, I'm just going to say to John that, I've sort of seen the entries come through and I can't wait to see what some of these entries from the kids are looking like. Really excited. When I was lucky enough to go to the first trial session, just the eagerness and the knowledge of these kids, the hands were just constantly up in the air when they're just so eager to answer the questions, weren't they, John?
Yeah, it was great. It was nice to see kids taking a real sort of passion. Well, yeah, they're passionate about it really. They're seeing a lot more things around them. They're seeing solar panels on roofs. They're seeing electric vehicles on the road. And I think certainly just in the lifestyle, there's a lot of things going on in helping to keep oceans clear and just preventing climate change as well. And I think more kids being open to all of these things that are going on, and hopefully, they take something from this. And clearly through the competition entries, it's pretty amazing what they've come up with. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys think of them.
Oh, look, I reckon it's going to be really hard to judge, to be fair. I mean, the fact is just, based on creativity alone and just the concepts will just be phenomenal. What I love about kids are how brutally honest they are. And as I said, sometimes it's so intimidating when you chat to the kids because there's no, they're polite and lovely, but they're just asking real questions, right? And you can't there's no political responses with kids. You have to answer the question, so it's and it's brutal. So it'll be really, really good to see, see their creativity and, how they're expressing themselves and their thoughts and their feelings. And, I think there'll probably be some concerns there too, just to see, what are you doing to our planet? Why are you doing it to our planet? And then we'll get to see that through their entries as well. So it's going to be awesome. I'm really excited to judge it, to be fair. It'll be great.
No, thank you very much. Thank you for both of your support. Really appreciate it. And we love working with Energy Matters and the Home Show, of course.
No, good man. All right. Thanks, guys. And thanks, Maritza. Lovely to see you as always. So, no, thank you. So, guys, just before we finish up, look, as I said, in the following this, or when we publish this, when you do see this underneath it in social media, you'll see the link to click to actually register for free tickets. So it is free to register for the home show in Melbourne. And not forgetting the home show, if you don't live in Melbourne, never fear. The home show is going to circulate around the country once again. So you will be able to definitely pop into there in Sydney, Brisbane, and I think, I'm not sure Perth or not, by the way, but Sydney and Brisbane. If you have yet to go solar, why not? Okay, so it definitely would recommend that you do look at solar power, at least get a quote for solar power. And if you have got solar on your roof already, good on you. Now is time to look at a battery and an EV charger. Goodwee Energy would love to help you with both of those. So if you want to see the latest tech that they have available, definitely pop to the home show and have a look at their truck and have a look at actually what they have showing and actually hear more about how that technology works, which is what you're going to love about the home show period, is to actually get to ask questions, engage, and find out what's relevant to you. Jump onto our website to see content we're published about the home show. Jump onto our social media. Please follow us and tune in for when we for our next podcast as well. Thanks for joining us today. All the best.